Hello! In this Monologues with God, I want to really just allow myself to flow and aim for 10 minutes or maybe 8 for this talk or a stream of consciousness that wants to come through. I, I want to say something. Just like some people journal to align with peace, other people speak, other people paint. And when I say align, connect with that star light that resides within but needs awakening. My relationship with the internet is very interesting because part of my enlightenment and spark is also speaking true, and there's a reason why I'm publicly sharing these things is because it's a calling and it's vulnerable. I make mistakes. I have to share hardcore things, private things that are uncomfortable. And it's like, does that relate to my insecurity with the internet? Or like to be validated? Yes and no. Yes, because I'm human, I need validation or like to be seen. And no, it's something greater than myself. If you see the views of this channel, I don't have as many views. If you see my numbers, at least July 2026, is more content that I produce that people watch. There's only one video on this channel that up to this day, it had 100K views. Meaning if you go to my TikTok, my Instagram, and Substack, what I produce is not being as consumed. So by now, part of my gas to continue, my oil, is purpose, something greater than myself. Because more than enjoying it, there's something in me that wants to be said and wants to be played. And the only way of playing it is hitting record and sharing it. It's something greater. It is greater, and at the same time, it's me. And I say that because I attended to an amazing talk by a personal branding expert. And she was like, nowadays it's complicated, the relationship that we have on the internet. We overshare, we say things that we then regret, and then we have this weird relationship with the internet. And you could say that was always my case. And like I mentioned, something greater than myself that wants to come through me. So it's not like, oh, I'm seeking for validation on the internet. It's like, this is arising from me. It wants to come through. We can see it especially with this series, Monologues with God, that has been extremely challenging to speak without storytelling and to just say who I am and just to share my uncomfortable journey with religion, with belief systems, with what I think is right, what I think is wrong, thoughts, processes. It's vulnerable, it's messy. What I believe one day will evolve the next day, and we're in that constant expansion as human beings. By the way, I want to share there's a lot of drama currently with AI, with royalties, with music, with that's my music, I developed that, or AI is taking it and using it on a platform like Suno, which is music creation. And a message that I received like hardcore, at least for me, was, Ori, we come with nothing, we live with nothing. We come to this earth with nothing, and we live with nothing. It is unfair that our life work is being taken, absolutely. But if we have the tools to take care of it, to trademark it, or protect it in the best of our ability, and AI takes it, we come with nothing, we live with nothing. Same with people who copy us, who steal our life work. Is it unfair? You bet. But then there is a question of the lesson that you're meant to learn. I'm not excusing abuse. I'm not excusing lies. And listening to your intuition moving forward, if you were betrayed or somebody stole something, meaning, oh, I knew that person was off. And or being like a cheetah, not like a cheetah, being like a gazelle who knows that can be hunted by a lion. Understanding who you are as a person, and that other people are people too with human natures. You have a human nature, they have a human nature, and they may hurt you unconsciously for the gift that you carry. And then it's your job to love fearlessly, unconditionally, yet protecting yourself. Meaning sometimes the most unconditional love is to create separation. So it comes down to, if someone wants to steal or copy you, or you feel like they're destiny swapping, or like there's a weird vibe, they want what you got, then you separate. Does that make sense to you? You know, it's funny, with the destiny swapping thing, in my lifetime, oh my God, we're going from AI, doing what resonates to you, but this really wants to come through. You know, I have had many encounters with destiny swapping, which is why I consume Christian content. If you take up the religion, man, you can feel God in Christian content. And when I say Christian content, prophetic words, or Christians who gave their life to Jesus. I gave my life to Jesus, and I think Jesus was like, baby, you still need the goddess. And it's an experience I had this past year, like feeling the goddess and feeling how extreme I was becoming with Jesus, and kind of feeling this is the only way, which it is and it's not, at least for me. And I'm not here to fight anybody. It's just a personal embodiment because I felt it. So point is, I still consume Christian content. I still do my tarot videos, my new age people within reason. And in this research, I have partaken in Christian content. And when I say that, like a lot of the terminology, and I really like it, man. You can feel God. Not in all of the content, but you can feel God a lot in Christian content. I dare you to put the ego on the side and consume some Christian content. It's like they talk about spiritual warfare, so into it, so important to talk about it. And then they talk about destiny swapping, how the enemy want your destiny, what you came here to do in this lifetime. And if you take the religious aspect, it's very simple in the sense what you came here to do in this lifetime and what you came here to complete. For yourself, for others. And destiny swapping is such an interesting thing because it's like, funny enough, for what was happening at the beginning, what I was saying, the detachment to the form. I know for coaches who create techniques and methodologies can be very possessive or attached to what they work. So if somebody copies or takes it, they take it very personal, or they don't want anybody to take their credit, or they're very like, this is my thing, this is my baby. It goes the same with art. And when we are destiny swap, meaning somebody wants to take something that is ours, our books, our mission, the person that we're dating, our gift, our anointing, what makes us unique, which is funny, where we are, oh my God, I'm having a bad hair day, which is funny, what I was saying, be careful with people, like, be aware, be like a gazelle. If you're careful, you will know intentions, follow your intuition. Mind you, they might steal something that are meant to steal to teach you something, and they might steal something that is not okay to be stealing, and that's where your awareness, your fearlessness, taking care of your baby, or taking care of your light, what God put in you, comes in. Like a mother to their children, you're taking care of your child, you're taking care of that joy, J-O-Y. So, oh my God, such a good message. So, my beautiful divine beings, fucking love this. I miss doing this. I feel so queer, so me, so unique. So what I came here to do. So a lot of the times, even though we're meant to let go and learn when something is taken away from us, other times it's messed up and it's not okay. And it happens a lot in love and a lot with, I think, talent, intuition. I'm gonna share this story about the attempt to destiny swapping, and I think it happened. And then I think when they say how to protect yourself after or how to recover, it's because something was stolen or you open up and people really hurt you. And this is a personal experience of why I believe in destiny swapping and how everything comes out to the truth, and how whoever stole and whoever was stolen is a learning lesson for both. Sometimes we want something from somebody else for the wrong reasons. I've been there. I've been eager to be in a connection with somebody that can give me something. Views. This was when I used to be a coach, not anymore, or astrologer. Or a job, or it's always something superficial, or maybe also money, livelihood, which is understandable. And how much of it can the other person giving something to us can really solve the problem or really solve the challenge or the lesson, right? And I want to tell you this example. Okay, I had this friend when I was living in LA, California, and this friend, she was always blessed in her life. She grew up with all of the resources in the world. And this friend, I cannot share certain details because that will give her identity. Point is, we started becoming friends, and she always said to me, we were friends before, but then we became very close in LA. We knew each other from Florida, but then I was alone in LA, and then we became friends. And very quickly, like I understood that she didn't want to hang out with me one-on-one, but I think I went to one of her events that she was doing. She invited me because I guess she felt bad, like, okay, Oriana really wants to hang out with me. I don't want to hang out with her. But point is, she just invited me to this event to kind of like check list. I go to the event and then she feels bad for me because she realized I don't know anybody. So we kind of started to hang out. She had a partner. That partner had a friend. The friend is kind of put on a date with me, or like on a double date. She texts me, Oriana, let's go out next weekend. And then it was a setup, a double date. And then I say this because she introduced me to my partner, who became a partner for 4 years. And I say this because, okay, after that double date happened, we started hanging out, and we became very good friends, best friends. And she used to say to me, I love hanging out with you. I always feel good. So little did I know that she was hanging out with me a lot because she liked my energy. Nothing wrong with it. She was also serving me something. I think where the line gets tricky thing is that in this hanging out, being friends, I think the person wanted something that she needed to see in herself, but it was easier to see in me. Just like I was the best person the first 2 years. On year 3, she started to have bullying behavior. Mind you, it's the type of thing that if it doesn't happen to you, you don't get it. You're dramatic. You're making it all up, right? You're toxic. But you know something is off. People see it from the outside, you're not being abused, nothing is happening. But you see it from the inside and you start distilling certain comments and you start seeing something is off. Well, so just like the first 2 years, she was the best friend, she was there for me, and I needed it. I felt seen. That by year 3, kind of like, she started putting me down. Mind you, I'm taking away details, but I want to talk about the destiny swapping because the first year, she will always love my relationship with the guy who introduced me to her. Why am I sharing this? I don't even know why I need to share this. She put me down on this double date. The guy she was dating, that ended up not working out. The guy was a bartender, and I remember her saying, oh, well, he's just a bartender, right? Like, he's a nobody. The man that I was dating had a more regular job that is seen good by society. And I remember she would comment on this very lightly, or not necessarily comment on my partner's job, but kind of like my partner was perfect. Little did I know that that was a clue to, hey, careful. Not because she's gonna steal him. There's jealousy. There's comparison going on, right? But you know, I was 25 years old. I was 24 years old. 24. Turning 25. LA taught me a lot of darkness of this world, you know? That sooner or later, it happens to you when you start growing up on this earth. And sadly, there was obviously an attraction of her to my partner. And I was very naive in thinking that her relationship not working out with her partner will arise feelings in her with my partnership. And I remember the way she handled that was like always incentivizing me to love my partner. I totally see you with him. This, and that, Oriana. Like, you guys are so happy. Looks so amazing. And then, the first year, that summer, we went on a dinner. She had already breaking up with the partner. My boyfriend, my partner was there. She was just single because their relationship didn't work out. And then in that dinner, I could feel the sexual energy between them. Like the flirting. One thing is to feel sexual energy for somebody, but you social etiquette, or more than etiquette, truth, respect. You can feel sexual energy and be, I respect you. That's your partner. But this sexual energy exchange was to kill me. This sexual exchange, it took me years. Man, I was shown this by my intuition, by God, 4 years, 5 years down the line. I was in denial. If I would have known this in that moment, I wouldn't have handled it. Like, I knew what was happening, but I put it in the back of my mind, you know? You know when you see the red flags, but you put them on the back? That happened. And that sexual attraction wasn't respectful at all to me. You can have sexual attraction. We're animals. And that's why in New Age and in spiritual communities and also Christian, we say like, okay, sacrifice or don't give in to your animalistic natures. This is a beautiful example. There was no consent. I wasn't in an open relationship. Mind you, you asked me today, I'm down with the two of them. Because obviously there was like some aspects of queerness with my relationship with her. We were very close. And he was my partner. I love him. And obviously I'm in a romantic connection with him, but I didn't consent to that. I didn't say we're in a throuple or I'm open to this. Nobody asked me. And the fact that two people are feeling sexual attraction and are so into it, and there's no guilt or no filter, not only socially, but the respect says it all. So that flirting encounter happens. I put it in the back of my mind. And then she gets a boyfriend that is what my boyfriend was supposed to be. Meaning, I think I was, just like I didn't notice the flirting, I was really in denial of who my boyfriend was, my partner was at the time. To be honest, I think he just wanted a woman like me to be a placeholder. And I was 24 years old, 25 years old, didn't know about it. You know, you are giving a script and then you follow it. And did he love me? Of course. But I was also a placeholder or somebody, you know, like checking his own list for his own reasons. This is why it's so important to question ourselves when we get into relationships. And I remember, okay, point is, took me years later to realize that when she got this new boyfriend, who, perfect guy, and she will still incentivize me to remain with my partner, if something fell off, because it's not like destiny swapping. Now we're going to talk about the destiny swapping. I don't even know why I'm sharing this. Oh my God, I have so many nervous neighbors, so awkward. It's not like she stole my partner. It's like she was jealous of it. She will incentivize my connection with him. Don't break up with him. He's a good guy. You guys do amazing. She flirts with him. And then she gets the guy that is everything on paper, like dream guy. And it's funny, you may hear this and you say you're fucking insane, Oriana. You wanted the guy for yourself. You were just jealous of your friend. No. It felt like she was getting my man. Like, not because her new partner, not because I wanted her partner. The qualities, the blessing, it felt like she was like later on I understood she was taking that anointing, that blessing that was for me. Man, I sound insane. I'm saying this out loud. Like, it felt like by hanging out with her so much and all that I did for her, spiritually, energetically, because we will pray together, it felt like she was taking my blessing. And then she was hanging out with me for the right reasons, if that makes sense. Because she knew her life was blessed hanging out with me. Because LA is a tough city, and if you hang out with people who just want something from you physically, materially, or status-wise, it's horrendous. I wasn't operating from that space. And she knew that. So we hang out together, and when she got this boyfriend, it's not about the boyfriend. It's about the qualities, the blessing. It felt like something was taken from me, you know? It's like she ripped off the jewelry from my cave when that person came through. Took me years to understand this. The confirmation of the destiny swapping, funny, because she didn't steal my boyfriend. It was the blessing that I deserved. And it's not a boyfriend, it could be a woman, okay? We're just talking here. Like the details. I then get a partner who has a lot of the qualities. So years later, I get a partner who has the qualities of this partner of hers. Not the same, but similar qualities. And that treats me right. And I'm like, oh my God, no wonder I was so jealous of her partnership and we had so much trouble and our friendship went the south side, because this was my blessing. This was the person I was supposed to be with. And then I felt like she took that from me because part of her didn't want to see me successful or shining my light. It's like, you're amazing, Oriana, but kind of all of my light going for her. Same with her career, our friendship. So first year, wonderful. Second year, third year, horrendous. By the third and fourth year, it felt like my life was going down. And that's when she started to be mean with me. Oh, Oriana is always so problematic. Oriana is always looking for trouble. Or she's a toxic person. But I knew something was off. Comments, my only proof were comments and actions that were kind of more like friendship-wise, or like she says something, or like she will gang up against me with another friend. But to really see what was happening with the destiny swapping, with stealing blessings, took me years. And that's when I say protect yourself. And most importantly, when somebody just wants to hang out with you for your energy, maybe you're making a payment that you don't know. I was very naive, of course. I let her in too much. Now I question when somebody wants to do that, and to be honest, I don't attract that anymore. Because once you do that switch, all of your interactions and friendships are all loving, yet there's a boundary. Because you don't need to have those type of friendships that are like so ingrained, unless it's your partner, you know? There's codependence there, but whatever. I hope this makes sense. So we talked today about destiny swapping. If you are eager to know more, I invite you to research about destiny swapping. There's amazing content and it's super interesting. And I think it's very important for energetic protection and your connection with God. So, yeah. Monologues with God.